The second unofficial Legend of Zelda cookbook is nearly ready, and it's time I ask once more for your assistance on a new, dark, and delicious culinary adventure. Hi, I'm Amy. If you're watching this video, you may know me as the person who wrote a book that might be living on your bookshelf or your kitchen. You might recognize the standard edition, or maybe the master edition is more familiar to you. It may be looking pretty on your shelf, maybe a recipe made it into your weekly rotation, maybe it's your 4-pound doorstop. I just hope you liked it. And I hope that maybe you're ready for more, because the sequel, the second unofficial Legend of Zelda cookbook, is finally ready for the next step. Na 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 na. Na. This prototype is a new unofficial themed cookbook with 90 more recipes, basically an expansion pack. The first book was blue to honor Zelda and reference the Master Sword. The second one is green to honor Tingle, of course. I know what you're thinking. Didn't your last cookbook cover everything? How could there possibly be more recipes? The first cookbook has over 300 pages. Well, it breaks my completionist heart, but the first cookbook has been woefully incomplete, as a medley of new Zelda games have been released since 2019, most notably Tears of the Kingdom, which introduced a whole bunch of new ingredients like cheese, tomatoes, dark clumps, and so like over 50 canon new recipes. Pizzas, cheesecakes, more soups, stews, skewers, dark recipes, dumplings, buns. And truth be told, there are a small number of recipes that are conspicuously absent from my first volume. And I want to rectify that. So I will begin by telling you why you should not back this project. First, you should not back because you already have the first cookbook. You haven't even tried all of the recipes. I know, because you would have told me, and no one has told me. But cheese. And then you can use your cheese to make your own Hylian pizza. Dark clumps can be truffles or hot chocolate bombs. What about Akala buns? Melania dumplings? More soups, stews, the Tabantha bake? Sure, you haven't completely finished the first cookbook, but can you honestly tell me you completely finished Breath of the Wild before starting Tears of the Kingdom? A ton of these new recipes reference the first book, so you can make Volume 1 red choo-choo jelly, y'all remember my favorite strawberry jalapeno jam, and then drape it over your homemade Volume 2 Hyrulean cheesecake. Not to mention, I have a variety of new broth recipes, so you can now go back and make your elixir soups and monster stews with homemade broths. This expansion pack isn't just going to introduce you to new recipes, it's going to help you use your first volume more. I do hope that you have adequate counter space for the many cookbooks you will have open at this point. Second, you should not back because I am a crazy solo independent creator. Who knows? I know. Who knows what I've put into this book? The past 5 years have changed me as a person, so this new cookbook will challenge you and ask you to do things that no cookbook has ever asked of you. And because I'm running this show solo, like last time, most of this project lands on me. I may request more help from friends for shipping, and I hope some of y'all might join me on some taste testing adventures in the coming months, but the recipes, the design, the formatting, the ordering, the arguing with the print company, all of it comes down to me. If I had a team, if I was even a small indie publishing house, this project would be, 1, way more expensive, and 2, more of a guarantee. As it is, if anything goes wrong, it's just me on this side. That's what you get when you're indie. Kickstarter projects are still a risk. But remaining solo has meant that I've had full control. And you have seen how that has turned out before. I've done it once, and hey, I'd like to try again. Thirdly, and lastly, you should not back if you cannot afford it. I know what a ringer the last 5 years have been. I know what it's like to not have the money to support a project you really, really want to. And I know how much it sucks. These cookbooks, are really expensive to make. I'm keeping the price down as much as I can, but it's still a lot of money. So don't worry if you cannot join. Take care of yourself first, please. And I have free things for you. The first cookbook is now available for free digitally on my website. And I'm also releasing some free early recipes from the second book for taste testing a week from now, a week from July 4th, which is when the Kickstarter launches. Those will be available for all backers and available on the community Discord for everyone. You have my thanks for following the project and being here regardless of what you can afford. So we've covered some reasons why you maybe should avoid this, but why might you actually want to join this campaign? Let me tell you about this new book. Let's say Volume 1 unofficially covered The Legend of Zelda up until 2019, roughly. So then this expansion pack covers roughly 2019 and 2024, with some exceptions. We've got some prior games we want to delve more deeply into. So recipes are divided into around 9 chapters at the moment, with a lot of potential to expand. 90 new recipes for now, and it only can grow. So cheese making, cheesy chapter, cheesecakes, pizza, dark, baked goods, the much neglected icy and frozen chapter, and then part 2 chapters on skewers, fire cooking, alchemy, and bartending, of course, and soups. So this expansion pack brings all those new recipes from the last 5 years into the real world and shores up what I missed in the first book while increasing your ability to cook at home from scratch. So sure, I'll teach you how to make a variety of cheesecakes, but I'll also teach you how to make Lon Lon cream cheese, which you can use to make your cheesecakes. You'll explore the new soups and stews, and as I mentioned, you could be using your very own broth base made from scratch. I'll take you through making traditional pizza dough, vegan, gluten-free, I got you, don't worry, or traditional, and then you can top those pizzas with your very own Hateno cheddar cheese, aged for at least 3 months, or Romani ricotta. So whether you're a pro chef already doing these things, already making your own cheese, you're on top of it, or if you're someone who is excited to deepen your exploration of the culinary kitchen arts, I am excited to inspire you to cook more at home or in the wilderness, just like Link. For those vegan and veggie and gluten-free folks, or those with allergies who may be worried, I've got you. I have kept you in mind every step of the way. I have vegan and gluten-free alternatives for all of these, from pizza doughs to broths to cheeses. You'll be able to make basically everything too, just like in the first book. And for those international folks, of course, I'm including metric in every recipe. I really appreciate y'all. You have to pay extra for shipping and you're still here. Thank you for your dedication. So maybe you would like to join me, make sure I'm not alone, because as you know, it's a bit dangerous to cook alone. So what are your rewards? There are some potential rewards for joining this culinary adventure, and your first fork in the long road ahead is which book do you desire? This is the prototype of Volume 2, the Standard Edition. It matches the first Standard Edition. Or, if you're willing to roll the dice, if you're more of a Master Edition person, I don't know what the Master Edition is going to look like. Just like last time, it's going to start like a normal book, and it may become something like this, or it may not. That's the gamble. Any margin so you get more margin as more and more people decide to join a Kickstarter like this, and I pass on that margin directly to you. And so ribbons, rounded spines, gold foil, silver foil, gilded page edges, 1 ribbon? No, 3 ribbon. I don't know what the next book will have. It would be my dream for it to match this first Master Edition, though, of course, green, to honor Tingle. But I can't guarantee any of it. I have a bunch of stretch bonuses to unlock if this project grows, but sequels are generally less successful, and I have no way of knowing how well this Kickstarter will do. I hope that the Master Edition will be a worthy successor to my first cookbook, and we'll find out what it can become together over the next 30 days. So the choice is yours. Standard, Master Edition, I also have a collector's bundle for people who might want both. Maybe you're a little bit afraid to use the master edition in the kitchen and you want a backup, or maybe you'd like to give this to a friend. And the collector's bundle also comes with a few other little extras that you can read about in the story. So, 30 days. Speaking of timeline, the campaign ends in August, and then editing, formatting, finalization, all of that will happen this fall with your taste testing help. Then ordering, printing, shipping to me, then shipping to you, with an estimated delivery of May 2025. I've made this new timeline using my lived experience from the first Kickstarter, so it has a ton of cushion built in, which is what my last campaign lacked. I'll keep you updated every step of the way. So now, what about Volume 1? So this Kickstarter is only for Volume 2, but I do have the first cookbook in stock in my Etsy shop right now. I have Master Editions ready to go right there. I also have some Standard Editions on the way, so if you'd like to pick one up, now's a great time, as they are 15% off until the end of this campaign. And maybe by the time May rolls around, you would have at least finished all of the recipes, as is the expectation for you, definitely. The Kickstarter page has more info and specifics. Of course, there are a ton of stretch bonuses, just like last time, and bells and whistles we might unlock if there's enough margin. I have an FAQ there with more info and background. I'll add more if you leave me a comment with a question. I'm also excited to reveal a medley of new, completely optional backer quests. These are just to reward you for your help if you choose to help spread the Kickstarter campaign or taste test any of the new recipes. Our community Discord is still going strong. Sincerely, thank you. Thank you. You know who you are. To my royal welcome guards, all of you adventurers who have filled the channels with food pics and cheer and hope, you mean the world to me. Thank you so much for keeping the adventure alive. It's dangerous to cook alone, and thanks to you, I may be a solo creator, but I'm not alone. I'll post the early recipes for you there next week. You can find the Discord link on my first update on the Kickstarter page. And to note, for the first 4 days of this project, so July 4th through the 7th, it's already the 4th, I will be at Denver Fan Expo, booth number A1500. I hoped to launch this Kickstarter last week, but instead I got my appendix out. It's been a harrowing time. Internet at the convention isn't always the best, so thank you for your patience these first few days of the campaign. I am really worried about monitoring the beginning of the Kickstarter from afar like this. You know how important the first few days are for the algorithm and how particular about things I get. So if you can help spread the word at all, I would sincerely appreciate it. You know I like to message each backer individually when they join, and I fear I may not be able to do that right away while I'm at my booth, but I will post a small update every day I'm at the con. Also, if you're local and you're attending the con, please come tell me if you have joined the Kickstarter. I have made a tiny and magical gift for you. And now, to save my voice for this weekend, I'll end it here. Please let me know if I've missed anything, and I encourage you to explore the project page yourself. If you delve deep enough, you may find a beast of sorts lurking near the bottom of the campaign. While the first book was dedicated to Link, the second cookbook is dedicated to Zelda and all those who seek wisdom and follow our princess's lead. I hope these new recipes inspire you to find your champions, trust in yourself, and make the same wish together. It's dangerous to cook alone. Take this too.